Hello everybody, it's Totvis from New Redbox and welcome guys to your 8th CSS tutorial. Now guys, we're moving fast and covering all the subjects very quickly. Okay guys, as you can hear, the spring flu has taken over me and I have a totally husky voice now. Okay guys, for those of you who follow my CSS tutorials and series of CSS tutorials, you know guys that I taught you in the past few tutorials how to play with the background and how to change the properties of the background, how to make it repeat on the x-axis, y-axis, then how to play with the plain color background, and etc. Okay guys, now during this tutorial I'm going to introduce you to a couple of neat tricks and give you a couple of practical advices how to place the background and how not to disturb the reader of your text or visitor of your website, and how to place a appropriate background image so your reader or visitor of your website would not be disturbed by it. Okay guys, I have a bit of a code left from my previous tutorial, and if you have been following, just adjust it to the level that you see on my screen, because we're gonna need a bit of a text on our site. And guys, as you can see, now I have a plain gray color background. Now what I want to do guys during this tutorial, I want to place a simple background image as my simply as my background. And guys, you know, choose a picture that you feel like doing it with. I have a picture of background canvas, JPG if I'm not mistaken, and we're just gonna go ahead and refresh it. Now guys, by default you should see that my browser is repeating the background image on the y-axis. You can see right here that is going downwards until it covers all the white space. Now say guys, I want my picture, my background picture, to be in fact repeated only on the x-axis. Guys, let's go ahead and enter background repeat, and then tell our browser that we want the background image to be repeated only on the x-axis, horizontally, that means. So there we go, we have the result that we want. Now guys, next thing, say you want to place a simple background image which is small. An image of animal, an image of a car, or whatever you prefer, and you want that image to be positioned properly. So guys, how you would do that? It's pretty simple. Let's go ahead let's go ahead and change the image. But just before I change the image guys, I want to give you a very simple and basic piece of advice when building the background for your website. Always guys, look through the perspective through the eyes of the visitor of the website. So just kick back and see whether that image is not disturbing your eyes when you're reading the text, and that's how you would know simply whether that image is appropriate for your website or you should choose another one. So it's always important guys, so your visitor would not be disturbed. For instance, the plain image that you see on my background right now is really appropriate, well, as I can see it, because it has a contrast with the font, and at the same time it's not disturbing, it's quite pleasant for the eye, and it's not an annoying one. So guys, keep that in mind when you choose the image as the background for your website. Now guys, next thing that I wanted to show you during this tutorial, I want to play with one image that I used for my HTML5 tutorial when creating a story with the penguins and giving the story with the penguins. So let's go ahead guys and refresh the site, and there you see I have a simple penguin image on my site, in my folder, and now that I've placed it, my browser repeats it on the x-axis. Now I don't want it to be repeated, so I'm just gonna enter no repeat, and it gives me 1. Now, but say guys, you want your text to be on the left side and your picture of the background to be on the right side. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, first thing that I will do and I need to do is left is by default, so one way or another I have to. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete the entire property and the value, and by default it's gonna place. No, it's not placing, and that's something that emphasis style. I was just correcting and adjusting the wrong one. Okay guys, so let's go ahead. There we go. But say guys, now we want to our text to be let's say in blue. Let's refresh it. There we get the blue text. Now guys, you can see the perfect example of how the text color interferes with the image. And in fact, for the visitor of your website, it's not very convenient to read that type of a text because it's placed under on top of the blue background image. So in this case guys, you can in fact play with the positioning of your background image. And how to do that guys? It is pretty simple. In fact, you can tell your browser that it should place your image in a certain position of your website. Now, for me to do that guys, it is quite simple by entering one very simple property, which is background position that we have printed on our screen from previous tutorial. And background position should be defined by entering the side. So in this case I would type it in right and then align it to the top and put the semicolon. So let's go ahead and refresh our site and see what we get. Okay guys, I can see that it's I'm gonna just drag my browsers. There you go guys, you can see that the image has been placed on the right top corner of my screen. So guys, this is very basic way how you would say enter the image and positioning of the image. Now guys, one more thing that I want to show you. In fact, you see guys that we have quite a few of a text on our screen, but say we have a long article that would span all over the website, right? So let's go ahead and enter some more text and see what we will get, and I will show you how to wrap that text so the text would not go over the image. Okay guys, I'm just gonna copy the entire sentence, paste it in a few times so we get the effect. I've just saved it, refresh it. There you go guys, you can see that all of my text is going just spanning all across my website, and the fourth sentence is already covering the background image. But there might be a case that I don't want that background, that text to span and to cover and go into the area of background image. So in that case guys, in fact you can adjust that property by entering one more property to your in your background image, and this is margin. And now guys, since our image is placed on the right hand side of the website, we have to give in margin on the right as well. So we are typing in the margin on the right, let's say by 300 pixels. I'm just gonna enter random number and see then what the result we will get. Guys, this will tell our browser that it should have a margin on the background image and not place any text nor any other objects on using 300 pixels from the right corner of our screen. So let's go ahead and refresh it, and you see that we get the result, the desired result, guys. That 300 pixels is the area and the margin from the right. That browser doesn't allow any text nor any other elements to well, invade, and the text is just placed in the position where we want on our site, basically not going into the area of the background image. So guys, that's about it. I see that I'm at the 10.5 minutes mark and I'm a little bit over time, so I'm gonna carry on with the same subject and teach you more cool stuff and cool tricks of background image positioning and background positioning in the next tutorial. So guys, thank you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video, and I will see you in the next one, guys.